Our story unfolding. This story is told so many times, most know it by heart. The story of a few people who fled their homeland to be free from tyranny and oppression. Many struggles and hardships later, a new land was founded. It was to be based on freedom. The founding fathers labored over ideas to make this the perfect place to live, with equal rights for all men. With the best of intentions, they wrote our Constitution and our Bill of Rights. They envisioned a perfect system without tyranny, nor prosecution for religious beliefs or choices. We are guaranteed certain rights and freedoms under our Constitution and the Bill of Rights. But through time our country grew, as did our government. With every passing year the seeds of corruption and power were sown. As the government and our elected leaders slowly took control, and the common man was enslaved through taxation and laws, our leaders became the very thing our forefathers despised and fought to free themselves from. Fast forward to the current state of the Union, and the sad story has become apparent. To a few who dare to question, who dare to demand our rights granted by our Constitution and our birth, the story I see is much different from the history books I was given in school. Government-controlled schools only teach what they want you to know. The rights I was granted by birth have never been applied to my life. For every right granted, the leaders have passed laws to prevent them. You only have freedom of speech as long as you do not disagree with the status quo. If you do not march to the beat of their drum, you will be silenced. I fear soon our very own bombs, bought and paid for by our tax dollars, will be used for the final solution to the powermonger's problem. The problem is the common man. Most will never see this coming because they're programmed like robots. Most work, eat, sleep, they care for family, and try to manage in a world that's out of control. We must pay our tax to fund our oppression. We must pay our bills to the corporations, and there is little time to see the big picture for most. I am thankful for my father who passed away when I was 18. He taught me not to trust. He taught me not to bow to the system. He taught me to question and to seek my own truth. He taught me to protect my blood and not another matters. So when I look back, I must smile inside knowing I have never been in their program, let alone a puppet on a string. My storyline reads like a conspiracy of all the times when the political leaders have separated from the common man. They look down on us as infidels. They have absolute power. Our country has been systematically weakened and impoverished by the social elite. The common man has been reduced to a tool to destroy himself. Through educational propaganda, all of our great history has been removed. Our nation of all for one and one for all is now reduced to the me first mentality, which in turn creates a population that will not unite or fight for anything. They will not even resist. When one knows deep down that things are not right, the sad fact is that most are so dependent on the government to save them from any situation in life, they no longer depend on themselves for anything. We have become so complacent and have no motivation to disagree with injustice or corruption. We just sit by and watch while our nation has become the very thing our founding fathers fled. We just sit back and watch as our rights are lost and our lives are controlled, our systems are corrupted, and our freedoms are taken. If we ever lose the right to bear arms, the final act will be played out on America's demise. I can only think of the southern states of the Confederacy, when they did not go along with the plan, and when they did not submit to the ideals of the North, when they came together as states and invoked their constitutional right to secede from the Union. It was in the best interest of their way of life. You can see the result. At that moment our history was forever changed, and the so-called rights we thought we had were forever tarnished. The North chose to perpetrate a war in the South over democracy or constitutional rights. What followed is the bloodiest war in our nation's history. So what do you think would in today's time if a few states decided to go against the federal government? Without hesitation, they would crush them without mercy. The power mongers were not allowed dissent. States no longer have the rights to govern themselves. All the laws are designed to oppress. They come down the line from Fedzilla, and the states accept this control as it must be in the best interest if the federal government thinks so. My views are formed over many years of observance and study, and I am now convinced the New World Order is coming so fast. If we blink, their conspiracy will be complete. The earth will be ruled by one government, one church, one group of elite politicians and bloodlines of wealth. They will have the rule of this world. I can only prepare and collect my information, because at all cost, a Southern man will survive, again and again and again. The white man will live on.